I planned to surprise my pregnant fiance by coming home earlier than she expected, but it looks like I had been unprepared because she surprised me being in bed with another man. Posted by you. Old last week, I was completely and utterly happy, head over heels in love with my fiance. We had been together for years. In May, we found out she was pregnant. Life did not feel like it could get any better. I am an essential worker and unfortunately still have to travel from time to time for my job. I've been trying to cut down on plane travel and will drive in if possible. Last week, I was scheduled to be gone all week, but ended up being able to leave several days ahead of time. I wanted to surprise my fiancé. It was an 8 hour drive, but I ended up taking close to 14 hours because of traffic and poor timing on my part. I got home around 10:30 p.m. and found her and a coworker in our bed together having sex. She is an assistant producer at a local news station and he was one of the anchors. She immediately tried to defuse the situation, saying it was not what I thought it was, and telling me not to jump to cliches. He jumped up, put his clothes on, and left. I was so angry. I was seeing stars. She tried to talk to me about it, but I didn't want to hear it. I left. I called a buddy and had been staying with him for the past 6 days. I spoke to her on the phone yesterday, and she told me it was a one-time thing and that she feels like the passion has been missing in our relationship, which I do not agree with at all. I think she was trying to justify the cheating and gaslight me. I'm so angry and she won't stop harassing me. I don't know what to do. We are ignoring going to be parents and don't want anything to do with her, but I'm stuck with her for the next 18 years at minimum. She is not even apologized. She just keeps trying to justify her actions. Relevant comments. Commenter, it is likely that there would be having an affair longer than just that one day. Please get the child's DNA tested when you can. Take care of yourself and do not believe her gaslighting or justification. There is no justification for her actions. Of response, no doubt in my mind, it's been going on for longer than one day. They worked together a lot and pre-pandemic they had a lot of late nights together. I do believe the baby is mine because I did not really travel anywhere during that time and she did not leave the house either. They were only having a couple of people in the studio and rooting them, but I will state a request on for my own solace. Commenter 2, is the affair partner married? I would take the situation to the company's HR department. Ops response. We just Google him and he does not appear to be in a relationship or have any picture of a woman on his social media, but he does follow a lot of our NFL teams, cheerleaders and models. Law, so it's only matters of time before he stays. Update 10 days later. Sorry for taking so long to update. This week has been hellish. Met with my friend's lawyer family nobody early last week. He contacted her and threatened to go public about the affair. So she was more forthcoming with confirmation. She told him they had been sleeping together for over a year. She's 85 years person. Sure, the baby is mine because they never have unprotected sex, but she does not want to have a DNA test until the baby is born. The Lord believes the baby is the other guy's based on this comment. I haven't fully moved out yet, just moved a lot of my clothes into my buddy's place. The Lord thinks I should sell the house and not let her buy me out because he does not think she was the founds and would bias me. Second update 6 months later. Firstly, I'm so sorry it took me so long to upgrade this. My original post is archived, so I thought I would make a new post so you can respond. Here's my update on the original post. I am still blown away by the number of people checking up on me, both in the state in via DM. I really appreciate the support and love during this trying time. Now on to what you are here for. I did multiple DNA tests. The baby is mine. He was born a few weeks ago and is by far the greatest thing to happen to me. He makes all this mess without it. His mother and I are not together. I strictly speak to her about the baby and that it all. The house is sold. Closing is on March fast, but we do not need to be there. I am still living with my buddy, hoping to buy a new home in the next few months for my son and me. I did go public with the affair out of respect for our son. Her employers know and she was terminated. He is still working there. I'm not sure what their relationship consists of and I don't care. I'm guessing he voted. Relevant comments. Commenter, why he was not fired? Truly significant others. Ops response, I have no idea why he was not fired. I'm guessing because he's harder to replace. Maybe he's on probation. He does not appear to have a significant other either. From what I've been seeing in his social media page, he's a player, follows a lot of local models and FL cheerleaders. Probably hooks up with them, but nothing serious aside from my at the time pregnant fiance. Commenter 2. This ended up better than I thought. The baby is yours and Yefnes got punished by losing her job. Too bad the uncle man did not get canned. 2. You could still ruin his reputation if you wanted to be a bit petty. Here someone else spilled all the details out in the open. Hope's response, I really thought he would end up being the affair partner head and was surprised when he ended up being mine. The problem with running is his reputation is that my ex would end up getting redirected in, making him Googleable to our child and his fortune future friend. I don't want to him or his classmate or friend to easily find this information online. If it broadcast everywhere, local outlets would pick it up. For all I know, he had be held accountable in other ways, but I would not be privy to that information. I only know my ex was fired because she told me lol. That updates 3 years, 10 months later, I made this throwaway of over 4 years ago when I had just found out my ex-fiancée cheated on me with her coworker. I actually completely forgot I made this count until I was going through my email to read stuff yesterday. I figured I would log back in and give all the people in a situation similar to Anne or than mine some hope. I was incredibly broken when this happened and tried to put all my feelings aside whether our son was born. I am ashamed to share that my feelings eventually caught up with me and my ex and I went irreparably on multiple occasions. Shortly after, I realized I had let her break me and started going to therapy regularly. I had gone a couple of times before that and did not think it helped, but once I was consistent, it was a game changer. As a man, I was taught to suck it up and move on, but crying and talking about issues does help. I mean, honestly, talking about them, not in the stoic way I would had been doing. My ex and I were actually on friendly terms. She's also in therapy, and poor to say, we co-parent, spending the day with him on his birthday. He's 4. How do I have a 4 years old? He's so smart, funny, and loves us both so much. We do 50 to 50 constantly, and it works for us. She's a great form. I don't take that away from her. And sure, this is not the update some of you wanted to hear, but it's what works best for our son. I don't hate her anymore, and that she does not hate me anymore. We are both in a really good place. No, I don't even want to be with her again. She was apologized to me for her affair. We had a really open and honest conversation with each other about 2 years ago, and it really helped me heal. I got to air out all my feelings, and so did she. The affair partner moved to a new news station about 2.5 to 3 years ago in a different state. They don't speak anymore. She's dating, but nothing serious. She does have a new job working at another local news station. She started working when our son was a year old and doing really well, enjoying watching our son grow up. We've been dating someone for the past 2 years. She's the best human I've been met. She loves my son as her own and has really worked with me to mend my trust issues. Initially, we met and work. Even my ex likes her and has no problem with her being our son. Don't worry, you did a full year to introduce her to him. Just wanted you all to know that things to get better. And although things didn't work out the way I had initially planned, I'm still really happy. Our son is thriving. Relevant comments, I'm more so wondering, did he get punished? Like, if you were a more level-headed person, you could have caused a crap storm for that news station. The fact that only she got fired is mind-boggling to me. I would have expected him to act immediately for opening them up to pure nightmare. Also, you say to she apologized. Did she never even explain her reasoning behind the affair? You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I like hearing the excuse they gave. It's almost comical after so many years of hearing them repeatedly. Hope's response, I honestly don't know. I'm sure some sort of action was taken. I also think that might be why they left the news station and moved to a different state. People who work in the news industry typically have contracts that last 2 to 3 years, so that adds up. I never outright asked my ex, and she never said anything to me. I think it was easier to fire her because she was nearing the end of her 2 years contract. I did not know this at the time with her station, and she made less money than he did. Viewers would not notice she was missing because she was not an air talent, so there were fewer questions that if he had been fired. Usually when someone leaves the station, they have a little party and wish them all. They did not do this for that guy. One day he was gone and the next he was gone. We found out through social media that he had moved to another station. All his coworkers unfollowed him. So something tells me he was on the teenage mindset in the station. I don't want to get fully into it, but one of her major issues was that I worked too much, and she was right. I was already working a lot before she got pregnant, and I worked even more after I found out. We had planned to start trying to for children after we get married, but she got pregnant before that, and the wedding was cancelled because of co. Was a check my ego. I could see how she felt lonely and that I was not there for her. It's not a reason to cheat, but the resentment built up.